Did you hear that?
What?
Did you hear that?
What? Are you waking me up in the middle of the night to see if I heard something? It's scary out here. It's kind of like Fear Factor, and we're going to give you the details coming up next on another edition of Adventures in Xanadu. Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of Adventures in Xanadu. I'm Barry. A lot of my friends call me Bear. I consider you my friends, so if you want to call me Bear, that's fine. Barry, either one works. And this is my beautiful bride, Dawn Marie.
Hello.
Her friends call her Dawn. And we're here tonight. A couple of things. I want to thank another channel on YouTube, The Roads We Roam.
Yes.
Or The Roads You Roam. I probably already made a mistake. But anyway, The Roads You Roam, awesome job, you guys. They promote smaller channels. They talk about everybody. You know, I know we all have some kind of ego, but they seem so nice and so great. And we were in one of their live chats the other night and picked up a few subscribers, so it was great. And we just want to thank you guys so much. And hopefully your trip's going well. But we wanted to come here tonight and welcome our new subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
And also talk about the RV living, RV life fear factor. Because we're going through some of that.
We have a lot of fears.
Yeah. We picked up our new to us 30-year-old motorhome at the end of May, actually on Memorial Day weekend.
Oof.
And it was a mess. We brought it from Florida all the way back to the Midwest, so it ran 4 days. Went through some 100-degree temperatures, some almost freezing temperatures. And it handled great. It drove great. And I said if we could make it in the driveway, it's successful. And
we made it.
You know, and it did it. And we've had it out camping a few times this summer. But this winter, we got thrown a little curveball. One of the fear factors is just making the commitment to start the key and leave. You know.
True.
So I don't know how you get over that initial fear of the unknown.
Just taking a chance.
Yeah.
It's
And the thing is, you and I,
frightening.
and we're both really excited by the unknown, though.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we had a 4-day trip bringing it back from Florida, and I swear, I told you when we got back, if we never made another run, it was worth every penny. We didn't know where we were staying at night. It was a holiday weekend. We couldn't find parking. We didn't know the Walmart thing yet. Truck stops were full. You couldn't overnight in the rest areas. And it was a trip, man.
But it was fun.
Yeah, we loved it.
It was fun.
We love it. So we're adventurous people. We've camped and boated and been outdoorsy our whole lives. But there's something about just making the act of actually leaving and leaving everything behind. And that's brings us to one of my first things is to do that, you need an emergency fund.
You do.
And that was one of the things that we kind of goofed up on because I wanted a real high quality motorhome. I knew we weren't going to be able to buy new. We've been trying to get away from payments and credit cards over the last, say, 10, 15 years. We've done a good job with that. We've managed to pay off this little house. In fact, we were living in tiny houses before tiny houses were a thing.
Correct.
You know, we've always had little houses. The last big house we had was in the early 2000s, and we sold that. And then we just started buying smaller houses.
Downsizing, getting
Right.
rid of stuff.
And we finally found this one on a couple acres in the woods, and we love it. So I don't think we're going to sell it, but that would be the quickest way to that emergency fund.
Exactly.
You know, would be to sell the house and take all the money and just hit the road.
It's hard to make the right decisions.
Yeah, it really is, because we don't know. I mean, I know we sound kind of crazy right now, but these are some of the fears that we're having is that emergency fund. And I wish I'd like to have like 10 grand, honestly. But, you know, we're kind of like normal middle-class people, and I can tell you, I can't even count. I only need like 2 fingers for the times of my life I've had over $10,000 at one time, cash money.
Right.
So, you know, one of our questions.
Not easy.
Yeah, so we've got all these things that we're talking about. We'd love to hear your comments. We'd love to hear from our Xanadu crew.
Oh,
That's what we're calling y'all. We love you, man. Xanadu crew.
Let us know what you think.
Yeah, let us know.
Give us your
What do you
opinions.
think? I mean, we could sell the house and have all the emergency fund in the world. Not in the world, but enough to go quite a few years and be fine. But then it's the big question. Say one day you're on the road and you're either sick or you're done, or we look at each other and say, "Hey, it's been 5 years. I'm over it."
Right.
You know,
And what
I
do you
mean,
do?
right? Because you probably have spent through some of that money.
So you just get our
Right.
RV pad where you're at,
Or do you just park it? Or I mean, what do you do?
selling it apartment?
That's what
I
I'm-
mean, what do you do?
Yeah. And so for us, the house is kind of a security blanket, but at the same time, is that holding you back because you know that you have that security blanket? So when you get out there, if something bad goes wrong, maybe you're going to want to run back home right away.
Could happen.
You
I don't
know?
know. It's a lot to think about.
It is
really.
tough. That's why I say we love your comments. So what my basic theory on the first fear, I guess the first fear is that emergency fund, is to have a few thousand, say 2,000 or 3,000 cash, and then have like open credit cards, because our credit's pretty good. We don't have credit card bills right now, so we could probably get a couple of open credit cards, and say if you had 5,000 or 10,000 in credit cards plus a couple of grand in cash, maybe that's enough of an emergency fund.
It might be. I don't know.
And then again, it might be crazy because, I mean, I guess my big fear is that catastrophic breakdown. You know, the motor blows, the transmission blows, and you're in, you know, out in bum Egypt, Idaho. And, you know, you got to you got to get it fixed, you got to get it towed. And so if you don't have that money and your rig's paid for, you might end up just leaving your rig and that's it. You've lost everything.
Right.
You know, you couldn't even get
Big
it.
decision.
So, I mean, that's why I don't know. And I know we sound confusing right now,
Well, we are confused.
but we are confused. And I guess the only other thing is, like, did I touch on this earlier? I've got an elderly mother. She's 84.
Yeah.
She's going through some dementia, and we're having issues with that. I really think we'd probably be on the road right now because I am a chance taker.
Right. I think so.
And I do think we got a pretty good rig. You never know what's going to go wrong. But I've got a mother that we're kind of working with this winter, trying to figure out how we're going to get things settled with her and get that figured out. But yeah, it's just it's a fearful thing, and I don't want to be afraid. I want to be excited, but I'm sure all you guys, people that actually left and went out on the road, have felt this fear, this anxiety. You know, and it's a true anxiety.
It is. It really is.
And I like I say, part of me would sell everything and just go, be done. But then I have the logical side of me says, what do you do in 10 years? What do you do in 5 years? If something happens, you break a leg, a hip, you know, I mean, you got to
Who
stop.
knows what could happen, really.
Yeah, I know. And I don't want to sit around thinking about all that either.
Right.
You
I
know,
want to go have fun where we're able.
oh yeah,
you know?
life is short, you know, and we definitely believe in that. That's why the both of us, if just a little background, we both worked over 30 years in our professions. We've made it a lifelong goal to retire early. So we have a lot of checks off in the boxes. We're doing a lot of things right. It's just we're at this last little stage here, and we're not sure. We just got a few more pieces of the puzzle to figure out, you know.
Right.
And we're hoping y'all can help us and give us some good comments. And what did you do? How did you get over the fears? How did you? What is the emergency fund? What do you think is an appropriate emergency fund? You know, we've got a diesel pusher, so, you know, probably $5,000 isn't enough. Probably need closer to 10. I know we can get a rebuild on that motor for like 3,000 to 5,000 probably, if you find the right guy. So there's a lot of questions, you know, and it's like I say, part of it is just getting out of your comfort zone. You know, we're comfortable where we're at, but we both love the motorhome, and it's killing us not to be in it. And we love to travel. We've always traveled. We've always done adventures, and this, I think, will be one of our greatest adventures. And we're just excited to get on it. So any kind of tips you have over the rambling.
Right. Please comment. Let us know what you think.
If you can figure any of this out, you're doing great. I always say that. You know, it's like, because we're just getting started. We don't know what we're doing yet. But, man, we just, I guess we got more questions than answers. You know, that's the scary part.
That is
I guess
scary,
that's part of the fear, you know, is more. But, we are working in the right, we did get 1,000 Trails membership.
Oh, we did do that, yeah.
So, see, we are still blowing money.
Merry
We're
Christmas.
still, well, this is part of the problem. You buy the motorhome you want, and then when you bring it home, you realize you need a sewer hose, you need electric cord, you need water hoses, you need this, you need dishes, you need that, you need comforters, you need, you know, and all these things add up. And then we did buy 1,000 Trails membership. Mm-hmm. That's more money out of the bank, which is more money that could have been in the emergency fund. So when is enough? it's never going to be perfect, but when is it like, I know that comfort zone is different for everybody, but where was yours? Where were you when you said, I'm ready to put the key in the ignition and just leave? You know?
It is.
But let us know. Let us know. Help us out. Give us some comments. We love the community. That's why we're doing this. We want to be part of the community. And just want to say hi to everybody that's a new subscriber. And hopefully this video doesn't make you think we're too crazy.
We are.
But we are. But anyway, enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever it is there. And thank you, Xanadu crew. We appreciate your comments and your subscriptions. And hit the like button and all that good stuff. You know how to do it. And thanks so much, and we'll talk to you next time for another edition of Adventures in Xanadu.
Toodaloo.
Bye-bye.